Hi everyone, this is Sinead. Welcome to Self and Living, shaping a healthy self style. So, what is shaping a healthy self style all about? For me personally, I have walked quite a journey with the word shape, shaping, health, healthy, style, and also the word self. So, interestingly enough, the sentence shaping a healthy self style contains so many words that also honors a process that I have walked within myself, my relationship with me, who I am as a person in thought, word, and deed, my relationship with my physical body, my relationship with people in my life, past, present, and future. My relationship with my future, my passion, my purpose, my career, so many dimensions in our lives and inside ourselves are do pivot, if you will, within and around the word shaping healthy self and style. So I decided, in a moment, just having a look at the core purpose of self and living is about who we are as a self and how we translate that into our living, and how through our living it already implies that we will connect to and affect those around us in some way or another. And furthermore, how we can practically become more self aware of who we are in our thought, words, and deeds, and how we translate that into living in a way where we start noticing, the implications of our words and actions and our thoughts unto ourselves and others, where we can, as a simple practical example, stop ourselves in a moment where we notice we're about to, make a decision of a thought or a response or an action that could be compromising the self, who we are, and then how that's going to translate into our living and how that is going to contribute or compromise or create a consequence in a moment with ourselves or someone else, or some life-changing decision that we're about to make. So, herewith, shaping a healthy self-style encompasses, not only a relationship with yourself and your style with living, but furthermore, expanding your self awareness of yourself and your living to that of others. And here was having a look at how this expansion, can also challenge us in our relationship with ourselves and that of others. I mean, I found, even for myself, we so much tend to become very tunnel visioned in, let's call it the self-help industry, in relation to helping only our relationship with our troubles and issues and problems and inner experiences. That's happened to me too. And, becoming so wrapped up in that, we don't realize, how little of the best of ourselves is coming through in our everyday life living. How little we are focusing on developing and enhancing and maturing and growing potential within us, that more that we feel and experience. We can become so immersed in wanting to just get through the hurdles in life, quite very similar to when you're jumping over the hurdles, but we kind of think life is only about getting over them. We don't always remember also the streak in between, where we can run free for a moment and then, yes, there's another hurdle. So for me, there was this moment in my life where it just feels like I was going hurdle over hurdle over hurdle over hurdle, constantly. There was no space where I was giving to myself to actually run, enjoy myself, be me, express me, and even know what that means for myself and others, and the effect that I can have, the impact that I can have on others that I wouldn't have known if I didn't take that step of change. So, shaping a healthy self-style. I would like everyone for this video to do two things. One, write down, what issues or responses or connotations and references come up for yourself within the word shaping, healthy, health, style, styles, even self. Just your current understanding of all these words individually. Because sometimes we may not be aware of the fact that you might look at a sentence and something in it you might not really agree with, or there might be a movement in you or an experience in you. Even for me, when having a look at the statement shaping a healthy self-style, I was a bit resistant in the sense of, but where does that resistance come from? For me, these words, my process in it, the meaning of it, and how I am so certain of the guidance and support that I can share to so many others because of the meaning and understanding and value of them, and how those very words can become the exact same for so many others out there in the world. There were still some points that I could look into in defining for myself a bit better when having a look at shaping. So this is the word that I will start off with in sharing with you how are we going to exactly shape? What is the how-to within it? Where do we start with a shaping process? But in the meantime, have a look at for yourself the word shaping, healthy, health, style, self. And, if there are individually in those words some emotions and experiences and responses coming up that you've never noticed before, this would be a good opportunity for just some interesting self-reflection, and asking yourself, where do these reactions or resistances or emotions or negativity really come from? Or, hey, you might even realize you've got quite a different outlook to these words than you initially thought. I found that happens to me as well when having a look at words and meanings and who I am with them is, the surprising moment where you think you knew who you were in relation to them, but the moment you just sit down with yourself and look at it, you realize, hey, there's actually more to me than I thought. And I'd like everyone to, once you look into that, for a moment, step out of it and step back and join me as we have a look at an additional new definition for the word shaping and healthy and style in relation to self and living. Who I am as these words. Because we oftentimes, even in your connotations and definitions that you looked at inside yourself with all these words, most of it might be related to immediately food coming up, fitness, clothing, fashion, or, just your own style that we also oftentimes adopt. But it's still mainly related very much to materialistic things. Never before has there been such a union between the word style and health and shaping in relation to only self within, who I am as a person in thought, word, and deed, and how I translate that in my living. So in the next video to come, I'll start with sharing my process with the word shaping and how I define that into the self and how you can use that platform and blueprint for yourself to assist and support in adding the shaping of self into your everyday life moments, and how I have found deciding on an initial shape assisted and supported me to also keep my head straight in the sense of when I'm facing challenging or difficult moments, where I would say, how, if I transform into this emotion or this negativity or this worst of me right now, what is that shape going to represent? What is the shape of me that is the best version of me in this moment? What defines that shape? All right, everyone, looking forward to seeing you in the next videos to come. Thank you very much.